Good morning. This is a glorious day for us in St. Vincent when we are actually handing over a number of supplies to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This was made possible by the Richard Group and Invest Caribbean, chaired by Miss Danielle Corbin of Barbados. In thinking about this handing over ceremony, my mind goes back to Dr. Martin Luther King, who said that one of the world's most important questions is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others? And President Kennedy said, don't ask what your country can do for you, but rather ask what you can do for your country. So the Richard Group and Invest Caribbean have put clothing, so to speak, on those two ideas. Miss Danielle Corbin was here about 2 months ago, trying to get these supplies to us, but she had a lot of setbacks, and after a month or so, she went back to Barbados. So I must thank also Mrs. Michelle Forbes, whom I spoke to, and with persistency and tenacity, we were able to get these items here today. I must also mention that the former Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Sir Louis Straker, and Dr. Brewster also played an important part in helping us to get these things here. Then I also want to mention Mr. James Cordis from Cleverly and Pennsylvania, who actually got me involved in this exercise. And today, I'm so happy to hand them over to Mrs. Michelle Forbes, who represents the government. In closing, I'd like to say the chorus of our national anthem, which says, whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. And may peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. With that in mind, I want to give God, our Heavenly Father, the praise for His graciousness, for His goodness, and for His generosity to speak to Invest Caribbean and the Richard Group to help us to receive these things. And I want to say God bless us all, and God bless St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I want to express sincere thanks to Pastor Samuel for coordinating this effort with the Richard Group and Invest Caribbean through Danielle Corbin in Barbados. We have been chatting for some time on this donation, and we know we had some delays in Barbados because the first vessel that came from Barbados following the explosive eruption was the Barbados Coast Guard, and they were to return, but they got damaged from the engines, actually got damaged from the ash, so they're not able to return. So these items came last week through the efforts of the British High Commission here in St. Vincent on the Navy ship, and they came across to St. Vincent. We want to thank all of the persons. I know that Pastor Samuel mentioned a few persons, all of the persons who would have come together and given from their heart, because to be able to mobilize and actually get items to donate to a country that has been affected or impacted takes a lot of mobilization, takes a lot of the spirit of altruism, so that persons want to actually give from their heart. So we are receiving some 4 mattresses from the group, also some water tanks, and we were really grateful and thankful to all the persons who would have made these efforts. And also Dr. Brewster would have been one of the liaison persons on the ground who would have been communicating with Pastor Samuel to ensure that these mattresses and these items will come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and available for those persons who have been impacted or displaced by the last explosive eruption. So once again, thank you on behalf of NEMO and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm happy to be here this morning to witness the handing over of these items that are needed in such a time here in our country. As we are all aware, on April 9th, we were impacted by an explosive eruption of the La Sofrea, which resulted in many folks from the northern area of the country being displaced. And by being displaced, most of them had to leave behind all their bedding and all some of their essential items, and while they took refuge in shelters. However, I'm thankful this morning that Pastor Samuel was able to, through his contacts, he was able to assist in the donation of items through Mr. Corbin in Barbados. And as mentioned before, there were many hiccups in the process, but with some level of persistency, we were able to spearhead the effort and make sure that all of the necessary items came over to St. Vincent. And there are items that are needed in such a time because, as the good book says, we are to be our brother's keeper. And in such a time, it is good that we are not only looking out for ourselves, but for those in need. So today, I'm just happy and I'm grateful to be here to witness this event and to say a heartfelt thank you on behalf of the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I'm looking forward to working in the future with Invest Caribbean, and I am sure that they would continue to do the good work as to looking out for their brothers and sisters across the Caribbean islands. So thank you, and God bless and keep us all through this time.